All right, red light means go. We're here post-rules meeting or post-information session here with the APC United Late Model Series. I'm here with none other than the boss, the Baron, the five-star general, our fearless leader, none other than Luke Ramsay. And Luke, tell me a little bit about where we're headed for 2016. The sentiment that I got is not a lot of change in terms of rules, just a little bit of expansion, but generally positive from the tone of the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, the tone for 2016 really is bigger and better. We want everything to go on a positive note. We don't want to make a ton of changes for the sake of making change. The formula's close. We don't want to cost the teams money, but we've added a race. Purse is going up. Weekly purse is going up. The points fund is going up. So I think it's all good news. Obviously, that we're excited with the addition of Sunoco as a spec fuel moving forward. So yeah, I think it's all good news.
Now, and you mentioned that the spec fuel, by and large, is likely going to save a lot of guys a lot of money. You mentioned that some of these crate specialty fuels they get pretty expensive. Was that generally the reason for this rule coming into play?
Yeah, I mean, some guys obviously it's going to save them some money. Some guys it's going to cost them some money if they're using pump fuel. But really, the ultimate goal is we got a long-term partner that's going to help us test products, and that's going to help ensure an equal playing field. That's the ultimate goal. Is the teams, the drivers want an equal playing field, and that's our goal.
Were you happy with 2015? Were you sort of pleasantly surprised at how big this thing got, how quickly it happened?
Yeah, I mean, we're happy with it. We know there's a lot of room for improvement. We want to do a better job. I think we've got the people in place to make that happen, and the partners in place.
I mean, you mentioned 47 cars attempted to qualify for an APC race at some point this season. I mean, that just goes to show the Pro Late Model Racing, from where it was 3 years ago, where it looked like it was on death's door, is alive and well now heading into 2016.
Yeah, I think we're in real good shape. I mean, there's a lot of new guys building cars. We got the teams back. You know, we're going to lose a few guys, unfortunately, and maybe it's just not the right series for them. But I think that I think the car counts are going to be strong. I think the competition is going to be incredible. Guys are getting geared up. They've had a year. They know that they're getting to know the tracks. It's going to be the place to be in 2016.
Now, in terms of expansion heading into the future, is 9 races about the cap, or do you see it getting a little bit bigger? I know I ask only because I know it's the question on a lot of racers' minds, both guys that are with the tour, maybe considering running the tour in the future. Where do you see it headed in terms of number of races? Are we getting bigger?
Yeah, I mean, I think the series can go anywhere. I think it's a real tough question to ask, but the teams are going to grow with the series, and the series is going to grow with the team's best interest and the track's best interest at heart. And we can't break the teams by going from 8 to 14 races. I mean, people have got nobody's doing this for a living.
Yes.
These are weekend guys. They all got jobs. They've all got families. It's important that we keep that in mind, and we got to do what's in the best interest of everyone.
Now, moving forward, long term, certainly not this year or even next year, but is there a chance that APC could adopt some sort of feeder series or another style of car that maybe goes out on the road with the late models? I mean, I know we're still in the infancy of this tour, but long term, is that something that maybe has been bandied about?
Yeah, I mean, United Racing Series is a standalone business. We've got the APC tour within that series. Could it grow? Yeah, it could. I mean, if the right opportunity was there and it made sense, yes, we're getting the people in place. We've got some great officials. We've got some great people working on behalf of the series and the United Racing company. And so yeah, anything's possible. I'm not going to commit to doing that today, but anything is possible.
Now, heading into 2016, I know you got to stay neutral. But when we look at the guys that were in contention for the championship this year, guys like Dale Shaw, guys like Sean Chenoweth, Jamie Cox, Jason Parker, we know that all 4 of them, they're all coming back. I mean, is it going to be that much harder for them to be in the championship battle this year, knowing that everyone that was behind them last season is up in their game? I mean, is it going to be that much tougher for Dale Shaw to repeat as champion?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tougher. I mean, the competition is stiff. I mean, it's the guys that we hear rumors. We know that when they show up at the racetrack, we'll know they're going to be there. But if everyone comes out that says they're going to come out, it's going to be incredibly competitive. It was last year. We had some great runners who weren't in the points that had some tough luck, guys like Mike Bentley, Andrew Grisdale.
Yep.
I mean, I hate naming names because I always leave somebody out.
Yep.
But even a guy like Chris Mitchell, who's a great runner, unfortunately didn't have any luck last year. So
I feel like he broke records for having the toughest season, and that was a guy that a lot of people were looking towards to really make an impact on the tour. You're absolutely right.
So it's tough naming names because I know I left somebody out, but there's so many good drivers and good guys. It's tough to pick one that's going to stand out.
Now, 2015, we had a phenomenal start with the shows were really good, and then we had a bit of a stumbling block with the Delaware and the Flamborough races. We had some guys who just had some bad luck, and it just seemed as though everyone had bad luck on the same night. And then you gave a really sort of passionate drivers meeting speech at Peterborough for the following event, and it seemed as though it calmed everybody down. Do you feel as though those two stumbling blocks, those two races that were filled with bad luck, was that just a momentary lapse, or do you expect to move away from that in 2016 now that all these guys sort of know each other a little bit better and understand who they're racing with?
Yeah, I think as guys get more comfortable racing with each other, it's going to help. We're always going to have issues. I mean, any sport I've ever been involved with is hockey, baseball, even golf. Things go up and down. I mean, teams could go on a run, things start going bad, but it picks up, and there's always going to be peaks and valleys in sport. So we got to control the emotions, stay level, and work to a common goal. So, yeah, I think the guys comfortable with each other, they get to know each other, they respect each other, it becomes a relationship, and they seem to give each other a bit more room. I mean, the Autumn Colors race was not an APC sanctioned race. It was one of the cleanest pro late model races I've seen, and the top 8 guys were series runners, and they were giving each other lots of room from most instances.
And it was impressive to speak to the podium finishers at the Autumn Colors Classic. All 3 of them, without being prompted, credited the APC Tour with sort of reviving that division and sort of, I guess, allowing the Pro Late Model division to turn in that level of competition at the Autumn Colors Classic.
Yeah, I think in most cases the drivers have been great at giving the series lots of credit, but they're probably giving the series too much credit. The drivers and the teams are the ones doing the hard work, making this thing happen. They've got the talent. All we're trying to do is give them a place to play.
Now, you mentioned a media day coming up at the Motorsports Expo in the new year. What will that include? Is that something that might be for the fans as well? Is that strictly for the drivers? What do we have planned for that?
You know, I'm not sure. We got to work with yourself and the folks from the Motorama show, but we want to definitely get all the drivers out. You know, we want to support the industry. I think it's important that we try to have a positive influence on the industry itself of stock car racing, and we want to be that day, and we're going to have some fun with it. So, news to come.
There you have, folks. And the new website's dropping soon. The Dyson brothers, Jamie and Ryan Dyson, have done some phenomenal work, so they're bringing that out real soon. Media day coming up at the Motorsports Expo. It's all positive here. Purse is going up. Tire rule stays the same. New website, an extra race. It's all good news. We look forward to seeing you at the racetrack in 2016.